Hey guys, today we're gonna start drawing a new drawing with Dr. Seuss characters because I'm gonna be in the new show called Seussical at the Y. So I already drawed Horton already. So if you guys want to see how that is done, you could check my Facebook page on that one. I did one on Horton Here's a Who, but this was one. This is instead Horton hashes the egg, where he's sitting on a tree. As you can see, there's a tree right here, which I already drew. It's pretty much just a truffula tree. So if you just scuff it around like this, like a squiggly line, any way you like, you can get like a full circle tree here, because that's what it looks like in the book. And then you can get a branch here that goes from two lines. You can make one line here, then two little squiggly things there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to look straight and nice, but it can be any way you like. So it could be a straight tree. It could be like any tree you want it to be. So in this way, it looks very similar to a truffula tree, but in a way it has like a little branch there, and just so he doesn't look like he's floating in midair or anything. But there you go. Yeah. I'm going to draw his little baby elephant somewhere in this picture as well, flying and scooping over his trunk right there, which is going to be super cute. So just get my stand over here and we'll work on that very slowly as we can. So I'm going to set this up right here and we'll get started in just a minute. So I'm going to take a look at this picture for a minute and kind of take a look at what the little baby elephant looks like. His name is Morton, by the way. So he's a lot like Horton in a lot of ways, and he's a lot like a bird in some ways. So we got to make that work in some kind of way. So let's take a look at Horton for a minute. He has some features like Horton, so we're going to do his eyes first and do a little bit of what Horton has with the eyelashes right here. So as we get into formation, Morton will look more like Horton, more likely. So let's get an eye in there first. It's going to be very similar to Horton's, like just a little eye there coming in. And then we're going to do another eye here, which is very smaller than the other one. And we're going to do this. Oops. Hold on. Now it looks like he's crying. We're going to have 3 eyelashes for his face there. And then we're going to do one ear right here. Like, it's going to be just like his ears, only a little bit smaller. So we're going to do a little smaller, a little curve here, a little pushy here, like a cloud, and then tuck that in like that. A little slight curve. So it's just like his ears, only a bit smaller. So just remember that everything is like Horton, only a bit smaller. So we're going to do a little bit of hair on his tuft, but just 3 lines because he's only a baby. And then we're going to do the same ear on this side, but just a little bit more cut off because, well, he's swooping flying down from the top. But we're just going to do a little bit of the same of the ear right here. So very similar idea, but just very lightly get the ears in there. And then we're going to do his little face here. His mouth is going to be open, like he's swooping in. So we're going to do a little bit of a structure here where he's putting his mouth down like this. It's not perfect right now. I'm just basing his mouth and his face for now. Doesn't look so great right now, but I'm sure it'll get in there eventually. So let's just do his body for now. His tail will be just like Horton, so it'll come in swooping like this. Like just a little tail there. Just a little swoop, a little curve here. Then we're just going to make his whole body all fat and bubbly like. Because he is an elephant bird, so he's going to look a little bit different than what we're used to. So he's going to be a very big, little, tiny elephant in a way. for a baby like Horton, he doesn't appear that much, to be honest. So we're gonna make sure that we can make him look like a bird, but also like an elephant. They're gonna swoop down like this, like a half circle, and then curve into his face right there. Then we're gonna draw his wings. His wings are gonna come in kind of right here, I think. So his wings are very small. So they're not as big as his all-together facial. Then we're just gonna get his mouth in there. He's holding on to his daddy's trunk right there. I think I'm just gonna have a little trunk right there. Might fix up the mouth a little bit more later on, but this is how I think I want it to be like. That's how I can see it happening. So I could put the wings somewhere around here. Make it have him swoop down like this with his wings, like this. Yeah, like that, for instance. It's also hard to notice that he actually has bird legs, oddly enough. So, also, fun fact about Horton Hatches the Egg, it's actually based on a story that Dr. Seuss did in a newspaper once for an older audience called Matilda the Elephant, where she sits on an egg too, similar to Horton, only like similar where the bird abandoned it and she sits on the egg instead. Only instead of it comes out, the bird is a chickadee egg, and turns out the egg doesn't want her. She flies away in terror, which is very sad to hear. Imagine that. So, yeah. Imagine a Terror Zone episode at some point, but just to say, that's a very dark story, but that's what it's based off of. And also a legend story, which I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it's also based on the fact that Dr. Seuss once left a window open and some of his sketches were scattered around. One of his sketches was an elephant and a tree. And then suddenly the elephant was on the sketch of the tree, and he thought of an idea. It's like thought of the idea of him becoming this character right here. I'm just gonna draw his feet right here. It doesn't have to be perfect, just whimsical because it's Dr. Seuss. So in a way, it kind of comes off as a bit, in a way, whimsical. So I'm just gonna put in a feet there. It's gonna cut off from the screen here, but you can tell that it's there in a way. So I'm going to cut off some of his belly here just to show the wing. Just like his ears, we're going to come in like this, but only skinnier because it's going to be more like his wings. So we're going to swoop down like that. And then I think we're going to come up here and do his wing right here as well. Just like his ears, swoop down, and like that. Very simple, but I think it's a little too fat, so I'm going to make some changes. There we go. I think this is how I want it to be like. Yeah, so that's Horton Hatches the Egg right there, in drawing formation. I think I definitely want to color him as well. Let's get ready to color him. So, this away right now. I imagine that Horton is gray, so I would imagine that the elephant is probably similar to being gray as well. So we're just gonna do that right away right now. So, believe it or not, this is the first book of Horton that Dr. Seuss did. And not Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who was more of a sequel or a follow-up. I thought it was the other way around. And in all, Horton has 3 books. I haven't read the 3rd one yet, but I think I want to at some point. You guys can... I don't remember this book all that much, but what you remember is the fact that in this particular book, he says, I said what I said and I said what I meant, an elephant's evil 100%. So in this movie, instead of, like, him not getting the baby, like in Matilda, the story, in this one he gets the baby he wants because he was loyal enough to wait for the baby to come, despite all the odds. He's mostly gray in most cases, so that's why I'm going to make him gray in this one. He's also a bluish gray, so maybe I'll add a little blue to the skin as well. I think I do the same to the baby as well. But in the Looney Tunes version of Horton Hatches the Egg, he is actually pink instead of gray, like the usual color. In the books, he is white, so we don't really know what color he's supposed to be. But sometimes he's depicted as a gray elephant, he's depicted as a blue elephant, and sometimes he's depicted as a pink elephant sometimes too. So we just don't know what kind of color elephant Horton is. But I believe he's a bluish gray most of the time. In most versions, we see him as a bluish gray. Horton also appears, which is his name, also appears in Seussical, where we find out that he was actually supposed to be Maisie's baby. But in this particular Seussical version, Horton is his father, and Gertrude takes the opportunity to become his mother. Just a way, Horton and Gertrude kind of fall in love and become, well, mates. And I assume they get married at some point within the Dr. Seuss universe. I know it's very strange, a bird and an elephant, but I don't know. Like, the Dr. Seuss world is very crazy, so you can definitely tell it, according to the universe. Horton also continues in the Wallace world of Dr. Seuss, where he makes an appearance. There's also pictures of Horton and him together, so later on you could tell that Horton later adopts Morton as his own. There's also a part in Seussical where he sings a lullaby to him called Sala Salute. So you can definitely tell that Morton is a lot like Horton in a lot of ways. But also like a bird in a lot of ways too. In most of the Dr. Seuss stories, Horton is more, unlike other elephants, he's portrayed more like larger in life. So you gotta make him look like he's so big that he kind of tumbles over everything he sees. So in every book he's in, you can really tell that he wobbles, he kind of squashes a bit, because he's more bigger than larger than life. So he looks like larger than any other elephant you would come across. So he looks very big in that way, but very gentle and kind. My childhood reading this book, I always love to go back to the ending where I see him because he's so cute. This little bitty elephant right here with the wings, that I think that they deserve making a stuffed animal of him at some point. I don't know why they never did, but they should. I guess it'd be weird seeing an elephant bird as a stuffed animal, but I think it'd be a really cute idea. But I guess he's not really a prominent character, so that's probably why they didn't make him into one. They also be an easy make because you could just get a Horton stuffed animal and attach wings to it. I'm going to draw a little of his ears that are gray here as well. Okay, so, I have ran out of gray, sadly, so I have lost my gray. I'm just gonna use, well, it's not much to color, really, I don't think. So, I think we're going to use this, wait, no. This gray right here, just to round it out a bit. It's actually not a gray, it's actually a blue. So, I'm gonna fix that up real quick. Add some blue colors in there. Okay, so he's supposed to be a grayish blue here. Hope you guys can see it. Focus. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit more darker than I thought it was gonna be. So I guess this works in elephant color, I guess. It kind of works. It kind of mixes the colors together a little bit. But it'll make it more pop once I get the Sharpie in there. So I'm gonna start coloring the baby elephant over here. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like. I think it's very similar. Why not? I think it's going to work perfectly. Now I'm going to make a sky blue for his wings. And draw his feet blue as well. you could see. I made them blue and gray, just to make a simple color. You can do any color you like, because he can be red here, but sometimes I picked it as blue, or purple even, because that's what he has in the cartoon. So it could be any one you like. I chose blue, because that's what he looks like in the Seussical. So I chose that. But it can be any color you want of what you think his elephant looks like. Now I'm going to just draw the base of the tree a bit. Kind of get that together there. Now I'm going to draw the tree green, because it's mostly depicted green in most stories. So I'm going to just color it any color you like, actually, because it's a truffula tree. So it can be blue, it can be orange, it can be yellow, any color you want. But I want it to be green, because that's how it's mostly depicted in the books. But honestly, you can get any color you want. Now, Horton's ears are sometimes pink, but I think I'm going to make them gray since his baby has a gray thing too. I was going to do it pink, but I think the gray color would be better. Okay, it doesn't look like much right now, but I'm gonna do a Sharpie over this to make it pop. Just gonna make his hair pop a little bit. His eyes. Miss a spot on his crunk there, so he just grab a thing for that. Now his last thing to do is to sign it. Yeah. So that is it on Horton Hatches the Egg. I know this was a very quick tutorial, and I know some things had to be different from the original, but the way it looks awesome, I think. I think people are going to love this. I think it's super cute, and I like how I alternate a few things and here and there. I think, honestly, even though it didn't look perfect, it looks perfect now, and I think it looks pretty awesome the way it looks. Kind of comes what I should draw next, a Dr. Seuss character. So, see you next time. Bye! And sorry for the camera movements of this video. I haven't really depicted what I should do with this, but I think this way is better than the other way around, so I think maybe I should do it this way instead. Anyway, goodbye!